So Frazer Clarke just lost to Jamie TKV for the vacant British Heavyweight Championship, and this really got me thinking: is Frazer Clarke overrated a bit? Now, on paper, you see he's a guy who's a bronze medal Olympian. This guy's accomplished. He's relatively early in his pro career, but he's got a very high level of amateur pedigree. Naturally, being with the Olympics, that's the highest level you can get. But I just expected better. Okay. Let's look at the Wardley fights. Arguably, he won the first fight. The second fight, he gets stopped. It's heavyweight boxing, and Wardley's probably the biggest puncher in the sport, and he gets stopped. Okay. He then, rebuilds, fights Jamie TKV. I'm expecting him to beat Jamie TKV. I'm expecting this guy, if I'm being honest, I'm expecting Frazer Clarke to beat Jamie TKV and then within a couple of fights be looking at fringe world level fights, in my opinion. Almost purely based off that amateur pedigree. Not because of really anything I've seen that's that crazy in his pro career. Like I said, you've got a loss to Wardley on your career. It's not like you even in the first fight, Wardley had his moments. You didn't even shut him out. I think he won, but you know what I mean? You left it close enough for the judges to leave it a draw, but whatever. I think perhaps I've been overrating Frazer Clarke because watching this fight, okay, I could see he was a crisp boxer. I could see he was a technical boxer because he was ripping the body early against Jamie TKV. But from the get-go of the fight, from the first second of the fight, you can see, Frazer Clarke's is far too easy to find Frazer Clarke's head. Because Frazer Clarke's closing the distance, he's coming inside, he's throwing these body shots, and it's just easy work for Jamie TKV because he's just ripping uppercuts. Frazer Clarke's coming inside, and he's just leaving his head in the centre. Wherever he's leaving his head. That's the problem, right? If he was a guy who was at least trying to move his head on the inside, you'd be like, okay, there's something. This guy's not even trying to move his head on the inside, bro. He's closing the distance, throwing shots, and just keeping his head there. He made it so easy for Jamie TKV to just counter all of his shots. Now, again, these are things I would not expect with a guy who is an Olympic boxer. These aren't things I would expect from an Olympic boxer. Like, this is basic. You come inside, you're applying pressure, you're throwing shots, move your head, bro. Because if you don't, what will happen is what happened. Right? What will happen is what happened against Jamie TKV. You get beat up on the inside, you take shots you don't need to take. Before you know it, you're gassed out, and Jamie TKV wins a decision against you. Right? So we'll see, man. I mean, potentially, maybe I've overrated Frazer Clarke. Because this is a bad loss, in my opinion. This was a winnable fight for Frazer Clarke, bro. This was a winnable fight. But he showed that maybe he's just not at the level. And which is a shame, because I wouldn't have thought he would get exposed to be at his level so soon. If I'm being honest. When this guy turned pro, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this guy's no Usyk, this guy's no Tyson Fury. But this guy could maybe fight for a world title, at least. And he's not looking like he's ever going to reach that level now. So maybe I did overrate Frazer Clarke. But let me know what you guys think of Frazer Clarke's career. Did you overrate him? Do you think in generally he's overrated or underrated? Maybe I'm being a bit harsh because there was moments from him in this fight, particularly early on. But this ain't the Olympics, bro. These aren't 3-round fights. If this was a 3-round fight, Frazer Clarke would have won it. Literally, because Frazer Clarke won the first 2 rounds easily. And then the third round, I think TKV got a point taken for below the belt, low blow punches. So he would have easily won that fight if it was a 3-round Olympic fight. But it's not. It's a 12-round pro fight, bro. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Frazer Clarke in general. Let me know in the comments below. Another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.